Manchester City, you know, Mönchengladbach, command performance from Manchester City, and they won 4-0 on aggregate. Chelsea won their game on Wednesday, 3-0 on aggregate. Let's stay with Man City first. What's that thing that Man City did right? Because we came at the end of the match, there was this news that Aguero was complaining that his teammates are not passing the ball to him. Is there any reason to look into that conversation? Should we go into VAR and look into it?
No. It's for me, it's not a discussion. Must have been winning without Aguero, you know. So I wouldn't say it's really an issue. The reason being that City plays, for me, they plays more, you know. They're more rounded as a team. They're more complete as a team without Aguero. Yes, Aguero is still...
wow.
Honestly, that's true because before, we've discussed about that. Aguero, when he's fit, when he's firing, the team is somehow, you know, shaped towards, you know, his own, you know... Style. But right now, everybody is playing for the team. If you cannot adjust, I'm sorry, you have to sit on the bench. You know, I think that's where maybe he's getting it wrong. He expects the team to play the way they used to play when he was fit. You know, he has forgotten that the ship have already, you know, reached where they're going, have reached the dock. So, and for me, it will be good for Man City, especially at this stage, because it will make them to more unpredictable. You know, we have reached a stage where their nemesis normally catch up with them. It's quarterfinal stage. So I think that unpredictability will really help them, you know, going forward, because now many teams will be like, how would they play with the striker? Would they not play with the striker? Against Mönchengladbach, people thought that, what's his name? KDB is the striker.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's not the striker. You don't know whether it's Foden the striker. You don't know whether it's Gundogan is the striker. You don't know who the striker is. Sterling didn't even start.
Yeah.
So it tells you a lot about the quality of the team. So for me, the De Bruyne issue for me is he just needs to adapt. If he doesn't, the Aguero issue. If he doesn't adapt, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's talk of Aguero leaving at the end of the season. His contract runs out on the 30th of June, and most likely destination is Barcelona to appease the gods, Lionel Messi. That's a conversation we'll have maybe somewhere next week or some other time. Would Man City feel his absence? I mean, in terms of goal and assist contribution in the Premier League, only Thierry Henry is above Aguero on the table. Would they miss him?
Well, Man City knew that a day like this would come. And what's his name? Pep Guardiola have already been preparing for a day like this. He knows that definitely this guy will not play at this level. So what did he do? No, Gabriel Jesus was brought in some couple of seasons ago to challenge Aguero, but he just can't.
Yeah, he didn't match up.
Measure up. But recently, this season, we've noticed that this Man City team is like a post-Aguero Man City team.
Yeah.
They are programmed to play, because if Aguero doesn't play from now to the end of the season, they will not feel it.
True.
So we are beginning to see how the team will look like.
Only one goal in the league this season from the penalty spot.
And three in total. So we are beginning to see a Man City team that when Aguero is not around, it doesn't affect them. Whether he's around, it doesn't affect them. You don't even know whether he's around. You don't even feel it. Only before when Aguero doesn't play, you know that they may lose or something. Like now, in fact, most Man City fans will even tell you if Aguero doesn't play, it's even better for them, because one, that big man football, you know, busting around, he doesn't. Others will come and press for him and give him to score. It doesn't have, you know, it doesn't happen again. If you must play, you must press as others are pressing. So for me, we are beginning to see the post-Aguero Man City team. Yes, they will miss him his goals, but come on, this is Pep Guardiola. He always have a backup plan.
And of all the options that are available, people always talk about Mbappe, Haaland, but with Real Madrid and Barcelona available, now you have Laporte at Barcelona. Who's the realistic target that Man City can go for? I know that this style is post-Aguero, but they will still need they still need a striker. Now, this team is not scoring 100 goals anymore, so they still need a striker, a guy who will bury the chances. Who is the most likely option in the market? There's Paulo Dybala, the lesser gods. Okay, the two new gods on the table is Mbappe and Haaland. But then there should be some other people. If they can't get the main loaf, they should get the crumbs. Who are the crumbs?
Right now, if I must choose players, you know, the buyout clause of Haaland is not that high. It's not up to 100 million.
But it's not going to happen until next summer, not this summer.
Next summer, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it gives Guardiola the time to think. Right now, you don't have too many quality strikers in the market right now. Very few. Chelsea try to buy strikers. I mean, they're not scoring. But now this what's his name, Pep, to look into the market. Haaland, yes, might be available next year, but they have to fix it right now. Why they fix it from the training ground, which is trying to solve it like he's doing, is another thing altogether. Because trying to wait from now to next year, Mbappe, for me, Guardiola may not even get Mbappe, because Mbappe is not that kind of player that you say Guardiola will like, unless if he adapts.
Yeah.
Unless this is a good player, no doubt, but Haaland has more hunger that Guardiola normally wants in his players. That hunger, that spirit. Watching him in the Champions League, scoring and still wanting to move on, push. That's the kind of players as Guardiola, and he's still 20.
Yeah.
So he still have a lot of years, and unlike Mbappe have won it all, come with that mentality. But Haaland knows he hasn't won anything. He's still starting like from the scratch. So for me, I wouldn't say Man City should wait till maybe next year. Maybe you should start now. But how many of these players can you get? That's another thing. What's his name? For me, Foden will not be a bad player. If Guardiola starts now to try to make him play in kind of a striker,
Advanced role as a striker.
He'll not be a bad player, a bad option. But that will make them to now look for another midfielder, to kind of complement when they move him up. So for me, that's the best option. If they can wait for Haaland to next year, fine.
The thing with Foden is good in the midfield. He's good with running, but he lacks that calm. The thing about being a striker in the box is the calm. He lacks that calm. There's a lot of chances that he throws away because of the lack of calm. That calm, that poise, that ability to think it through before he takes a decision. There is still a lot of youthful exuberance with Foden. I don't think that, it might come good later, but I don't think right now. He's okay for the running around. He's the guy who run around behind strikers, in front of the midfielders, confuse people, enter those pocket of spaces that normally other players will not get into.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.